Hopefully we can straighten him up a little bit. He really needs a tub. We've come to the conclusion that Hopper is very sad. He's down in the dumps. Like, it doesn't just look untidy. Hello, pretty butterfly. Hey, g'day folks, how you going today? Juddy here. I'm just setting everything up because it's taken me a while and I want to make sure I set things up good because I'm going up next level. You all know that. Yes. So, the Kwakasaki Adventure Channel, and I want to thank all you guys who have come on board in the last couple of weeks. I just learnt today that people who comment first in the comments, I need to give a shout out. So there's a couple of people who've commented first over the last couple of weeks. One is Rage and one is can't think of you, mate, but if you know who you are, that's all that counts, isn't it? I'm here today with Hopper because we've got some important things to discuss. So, if we have a quick look around Hopper's body here right now, we're going to see he's far from perfect. We've had a few spills over the last couple of months, even to the point where this assembly here, if anyone can see it, is bent. So if I just put the camera in here nice and square, you can see it's bent to the right. This happened on that ride up at Glassy that I went with Josh, and it was a big fall. I dropped from a big height. I wasn't going fast or anything. I was going slow as actually, and Hopper just like, I wasn't going fast enough. You know, I didn't have the momentum up. I was going up this rut, and I was just being too careful, and I sort of teetered over, and it was one of those wheels up stacks where yeah, I was lucky Josh was there to help me out of it actually, because like I would have got out of there by myself, but it's hard yakka lifting a bike this size, especially when the wheels are up. You know, his head was right down in the gully, and yeah, I'm not at the point where I can just quickly go back, find this footage and put it on, because all that's on my computer, and I don't use my computer in editing. So I'd have to go in, find it. Yeah, drag and drop, you know the story. Anyway, so today, I'll be right back. So today, I'm going to put this headlight guard on. However, we're going to have to pull all this off anyway. So this is a good opportunity for me to throw a few zip ties in, straighten Hopper up a little bit, ready for the next ride. Because as you can see, we got some U-Butte knobblies on him. Big shout out to Mike. On your bike, Mike. Look at that. I've already worn them down a little bit. I can't wait to get off road and really test these out, because if anybody has ever ridden with knobbies on the road, it's quite sketchy, and I got pulled over speeding the other day. So it sort of taught me a lesson. I think the knobbies were trying to tell me to slow down, but you know, at the end of the day, I didn't listen, and then the copper slowed me down, and you know, it very well may save my life, because yes, like I'm as mad as a cut snake when I'm on, you know, when I'm on my bike. I'm one with the machine. I want to go hard, and yeah, maybe on the road is not the best place to go hard. Hey, so especially when you're on knobbies. Okay, so what am I up to today? We're going to have to pull these plastics off a little bit. We'll have a look how this headlight guard goes on. Like, Hopper really is in a bad way at the moment. You know, it just feels untidy, feels unkept. It feels like Hopper's got a 3-day growth, and he's extremely hungover. I'm thinking of just doing a few zip tie, like these things have snapped off, and these plastics are just as they are. They're just plastic. They're craptic. You know what I mean? Craptic plastic. And I guess, what do I expect? So what do I do? Well, I can see it's not something that I'm going to record step by step, because it's going to be painfully slow. But I thought I'd let you in on what I'm planning to do with Hopper, and anyway, we'll keep you up to date. Okay, how's that sound? And what do you reckon, Hopper? You keen? And we'll see if we can get you ready for your next adventure. What do you reckon? All right, buddy. Thanks, mate. Welcome back. So Hopper's decided he wanted to freshen up a little bit. Washed his face, which is good, because bloody grubby you were, Hopper. Anyway, so we've had a little bit of a tub just at the front here. Had a bit of a wash and a shave, cleaned himself up. It's given me a chance to have a look at this. Pulled the front windscreen off, and gave that a little bit of a tub as well. But I think you can sort of appreciate how hard Hopper hit. You can see this is bent. Like, it's quite substantially bent. So I'm thinking of getting the rubber mallet out and just seeing if I can't, I don't know. It's like I have to pull the whole front end off, isn't it? To straighten him out. However, I haven't got time to do that, because everybody knows Hopper's a daily rider, aren't you, Hopper? And we don't have any days off, do we, buddy? So, just not quite sure what to do. Maybe pull this front cowling right off and have a good look in behind, see what is bent. Like, I'm gonna have to fiberglass this piece back on for there, and the same on this side here where we've come off here. But even though, like, I'm finding it hard to even bend that plastic in now. Mount here is really bent, like really bent. I'm thinking of taking off this front assembly, because we're going to have to repair these bits and pieces. So what are my options? Rubber mallet, Don't know, Hopper. Don't know what to do with you. Hopper's reasonably bent from the first time I ever stacked him. I really have to get in and find all these bits and pieces that are bent and repair him. Don't I, Hopper, mate? I love this boy. You know, like, he's insured, you know. I think you're worth more than insurance, brother. You know what I mean? Like, what do we do, hey? We're not just going to trade you in for a bloody Suzuki, are we? I don't give up on a mate like that. He means more to me than just a bike. So how about we pull you apart and see if we can't just clean you up a little bit, mate. You're looking good already. So we'll save the insurance for one day when we really need it, eh? I've got my front headlight protector here. So this mounts up onto there, like so. And there's another mount here that mounts up underneath there. We can do that, but I do want to try and straighten this assembly out first. I think it's a good idea. What do you reckon, Hopper? It's a little bit skew. If when I'm riding, I can tell. And when I stand straight onto it, yeah, she's bent quite considerably. So anyway, we're going to pull this off. We're going to pull these plastics off, and we're going to dig in nice and deep and give him a deep clean. What do you reckon, ladies and gentlemen? What do you reckon, Hopper? You looking forward to it, mate? I think he is. Now, when you stand back here, you can see the headlight and have a good look is bent that way. The same as this. You can see this bar is higher than this bar. So I'm thinking the challenge is to bend this back again. I'm thinking maybe starting from here where it's obviously taken the brunt onto here. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. It just goes to show it doesn't matter. That was with those new SRC crash bars, and it doesn't matter what sort of protection you use. Like, you know, these things are going to happen. And it's a shame on such a well-rounded motorcycle that I'm facing this predicament. It's a big shame. Anyway, it is what it is. The only way I can see around it is to repair everything. Like, I'm a bit of a mug. You know, I'd like to just get rid of that front fairing. You know what I mean? It's not because I'm being a mug. It's just unnecessary. Like, yeah, it might block a bit of the wind, but all it is cosmetic. It's just covering up some wires. You know, the headlight, maybe we could fashion it in a way where it can still be a good looking motorcycle. Yeah, it's not going to be your run-of-the-mill KLR 650, but Hopper isn't your run-of-the-mill KLR 650, is he? He is really a one-off, like, just in attitude. Like, he's not a, you know, he's not happy with just being a mule. He wants to be more than a mule. So I'm just going to do what I can do. I think I get the rubber mallet onto this and see if I can move it. Really, this has been moved up, so it's not really coming across. This has got to come back Like, oh, you can see when I do that, apart from the shocks, I could see some movement in there, like some lateral movement. It's a shame, isn't it? You're such a good boy. We'll get you back on up the bush, mate, and we'll make you better than you ever have been. Okay? I promise you. Okay, folks. So I just got the plastic cover off. Plastic's not my favourite, hey. And these little blinker switches, they're easy to get out once you just fiddled around. You needed a little flat blade screwdriver, and you had to actually stick it up in here to get them out. One mystery has been solved. Is the first stack I ever had, this came off, this front blinker, and then this one, and then they come off at will, but then I realised there's this clip in behind them. There you go. So maybe they're not meant to just come off whenever. So that's a little mystery that's been solved. Anyway, back to Hopper's, the main thing with Hopper is this, like, you get a really good idea now, like Hopper's sitting up straight and you can see that whole side bit is bent. They look a bit loose. So I wonder if they need tightening. Interesting, hey? It would be a shame to straighten Hopper up and take her out the bush and bend her up again. But I think I'm on top of it. But I can definitely see how this is bent. I'm going to fiddle fart around with it and we might come to a positive conclusion. Okay folks, so I decided I'm at the nuts and bolts of the whole thing now. Like swinging a rubber mallet in there is just not going to work. Don't really want to pull all this off, so what I've done is I've grabbed a piece of timber. It's softwood. Not sure how it's going to go, but we're going to give it a go. All right. The impact did happen up here. Seem to have straightened the top bit a little bit. It's not really the right angle I want to go for, is it? What if I go up here? It really does look like this bit. If I can get a smaller piece to go in there, maybe. Hello, pretty butterfly. That little butterfly's been hanging around for a while. It's probably a bit long for what I need, but that's the size I want. Let's give it a go. At all. Oh, I did feel a little bit of movement then. I did start my career as a apprentice panel beater when I was a young bloke. I had no work ethic back then. Oh yes, that's looking a bit better. Oh, guess what? It's actually working. Oops. Juddy, what are you doing? Don't do that, mate. You don't want to break it. Still bent, isn't it? Oh, we split the timber. Oh. I do believe it has straightened up a little bit. I might bolt up those lights a bit. Yes, Chester, I'll be with you soon, mate. Okay. So, if they're tight, why is that like that? Ah, I see. There's clips down there. Aha. So they're supposed to sit there. Right. Still bent. Looking a bit better. Hey. That looks a lot better, actually. It's sort of hard to tell. Except where that guard. I'm going to try and get that guard spot on. That front headlight, which could be bent too, you don't know, but that's close. That's looking a lot better, actually. Okay. This bit here is bent as well. Might try and straighten that up a bit too while I'm here. I noticed that when I fixed the guard, the bearing, that it was bent quite a bit, and I did bend it back around. However, I didn't bend it quite enough. I think that might be better. Anyway, we'll know when we put it back together. I think it's this bit here. Anyway, it's a bit better. It's got to be. Well, that's it, guys. I think that's a lot straighter than it was. I'm sort of tempted to get back into it a little bit, just a little bit more from this angle. I think that's a lot better. I really do believe that that's a lot better than it was. It looks good. It's so close. It's noticeably better than it was. Yeah, I'm happy with that. It's 100% on what it was. Okay, so we've straightened up the front of Hopper as best I can. Like, I don't want to bash him anymore, but like, it's straightened up so much better. I'm very happy with that. And as I was saying before, I discovered it. If anybody's like me, they would have thought, hey, like, if you've stacked it and these blinkers have come off, you thought, oh, well, they're just made to come off. They've got that rubber grommet there. But let me just run you through how it's absurdly easy to attach these again. Just on the move, you just plug that grommet back in, and that'll hold it like until next time you stack it, or you bump it. You know, you're walking along next to it, you bump it, and that's what happens. But what it's got is this little bit on the inside, and I'll just show you. It's quite easy. It's quite an easy fix. However, to take this off the front of the bike, I guess it's not that hard, but it's not something you want to do. You have to pull all the plastics off to get this off the front. But it is an absurdly easy fix. So you just take that off there. You run this little plate down into this side of the rubber grommet. Turn it around, and it pops in quite easy. I did the other side, and it just pops in behind a couple of rubber tabs, which really, it's not going to hold much. But then you put this back over the top of it, and I guess this is supposed to squeeze down on it. Try and make it easy for you guys to see, but make it hard for me. But anyway, let's go. One of these days I'll have a shed, and I'll be able to do this in a shed, and like, I'll be happy because I won't scratch the front of, oh, poor old Hopper, look, you're all scratched now, mate, like fair income. Anyway, so that's it. It's quite easy, isn't it? But you've got to get that off to actually do it, and it's not quite easy. Anyway, I'll just show you another little fix where I have broken this blinker. I've just run a bit of electric tape around, a bit of black, and I've just cut it off like you would if you were making a Christmas present, and you can't even tell it's fixed. It's quite easy. Anyway, let's put Hopper back together. What do you reckon? I can't believe I put those scratches in the front. What the fuck?